Every year, we pour billions of dollars into the pursuit of longevity. We buy expensive supplements, freeze ourselves in cryochambers, and map our genomes, hoping to engineer a few extra years of life. Yet rates of chronic disease and stress continue to climb. But scattered across the globe are specific regions where the aging process looks completely different. In these communities, reaching your 100th birthday with a sharp mind and a mobile body is entirely ordinary. Curious? We call these areas the Blue Zones, and as this map shows, they are entirely disconnected. From Okinawa, Japan, to Sardinia, Italy, Ikaria, Greece, Loma Linda, California, and the Nicoya Peninsula in Costa Rica. Because they are thousands of miles apart, we know this extreme longevity cannot be the result of a single isolated gene pool. These communities have entirely different diets, different languages, and different histories. Yet they all share scenes exactly like this one. Massive community gatherings where cutting a cake for a 100th birthday is a routine, vibrant event. Extreme human longevity is not a modern medical invention. It is an environmental phenomenon that has been hiding in plain sight for centuries. To understand how they do it, we need to drop beneath the skin and examine the baseline biology of a typical Blue Zone centenarian. This animation illustrates a typical cross-section of their vascular system. Notice how the blood vessels remain highly flexible, expanding and contracting effortlessly. Blood flow is unobstructed, and severe cellular inflammation is largely absent. The same structural integrity appears throughout the body. Dense, intact muscle fibers support the skeleton, while glowing, highly active neural networks reveal healthy brain tissue firing efficiently well into a person's 90s. How exactly do these populations build and maintain this highly resilient biology without the use of expensive modern biohacking or intense daily gym regimens? The answer lies in their environment. This superior internal biology is mechanically produced by the seemingly ordinary external habits of their daily lives. When longevity researchers first embedded themselves in these communities, they noticed something highly unusual. Blue Zone residents almost never exercise. You won't find them running marathons or lifting weights. Instead, physical activity is a built-in requirement of their day. Whether it's a shepherd navigating steep mountain hills to tend his flock, or someone simply walking to the market, movement is constant, necessary, and low impact. This chart compares two very different lifestyle outputs. On the left, we see the severe physiological spikes and flatlines of a modern sedentary worker who sits all day and hits the gym for one intense hour. On the right, we see the steady, elevated baseline of a Blue Zone resident engaged in continuous, mild movement. That continuous, mild movement yields vastly superior biological dividends over a lifetime. The constant muscle engagement maintains healthy, steady circulation, efficiently clearing away metabolic waste before it can accumulate and cause tissue damage. Human biology does not require long periods of stagnation punctuated by intense physical strain. It thrives on perpetual, mild use. The same principle applies to their diet. A close examination of a typical Blue Zone plate reveals heavy portions of whole plants, leafy greens, and specifically beans, with very little meat or processed food. As these plant materials travel deep into the digestive tract, they provide essential nourishment for a massive, hidden ecosystem living alongside our own cells. We call this the microbiome. It consists of trillions of living bacteria that actively depend on complex plant fiber to survive and multiply. When these bacteria are well fed, they produce highly beneficial outputs. The diagram here illustrates these microbes consuming fiber and, in return, emitting protective molecules that absorb directly into the bloodstream to lower systemic inflammation, regulate blood sugar, and improve cholesterol. The Blue Zone diet is rarely about restrictive calorie counting. It is highly effective because it directly fuels an internal microbial engine that acts as a natural defense system against aging. Yet, diet and movement alone cannot protect against the invisible, psychological threats that dominate the modern world: chronic stress and social isolation. When you experience chronic stress, your body constantly releases cortisol. As shown in this bloodstream model, A continuous flood of these jagged stress hormones raises blood pressure and actively damages and suppresses passing immune cells. Blue zone communities naturally counteract this chemical assault through their environment. Daily social rituals, family gatherings, and an inescapable community presence are built directly into their routines. They also maintain what the Japanese call ikigai, or a deep sense of purpose. Intergenerational relationships and lifelong vocations ensure that older residents always have a vital, meaningful reason to wake up every single morning. These acts of deep social connection function as a biological off-switch. Engaging with community and living with purpose physically neutralizes stress hormones, clearing cortisol from the bloodstream and allowing the immune system to recover. Strong friendships and a sense of purpose serve as a literal, measurable biological shields against cellular decay. Ultimately, the data points to a clear conclusion. Extreme longevity in the blue zones is not an active, stressful pursuit of health. It is simply the effortless byproduct of their environment. The good news is that you do not need to abandon your current life and move to a remote island to replicate these biological results. These exact longevity factors can exist in modern, entirely unexpected places, like the suburban neighborhoods of Loma Linda, California, as long as the right daily habits are fostered. The blueprint is highly actionable. Move naturally throughout the day. Eat a predominantly plant-based diet to feed your microbiome. Find a clear purpose, and invest deeply in your local community. The people of the blue zones demonstrate how to maintain high levels of vitality throughout a long life, ensuring that those extra decades are as active and vibrant as the first. This biological path to 100 is built through the ordinary choices you make every single day, rather than waiting for a breakthrough from a high-tech hospital laboratory.